Hi, I'm Judith Rogala, the founder of The Catapult Factor, a consulting company located in Murrieta, California. I was actually 8 years old when I started my first business. And I used to tease Fred Smith at FedEx, where I worked at a much later date, that I was in logistics before he was, because I used to knock on people's doors and ask if they need anything from the grocery store, or pick up their cleaning or take their cleaning to the cleaners, whatever it might be. And then I just had a series of little jobs where I brought the neighborhood kids into those jobs. When women didn't drive to a grocery store, as an example, we'd stand outside and say, can we carry that bag for you home? It'd only be 5 cents a bag. So that's the base of, I guess, basic part of my life. And I love it. I was very fortunate to have a wonderful family. And just real quickly, my dad was a Golden Glove champion, and my mom was an Olympic trial swimmer and a state tennis champion. And they were the people who really set me with the values. And I loved to work, first of all, to begin with, you know. And you always had the sense that you could be and do whatever you wanted to. In other words, no restrictions, just as long as the integrity was in your decision making. And I pretty much have been in the airline business, both with commercial airlines like TWA, and then I was fortunate enough that Federal Express called me, so still in the aerospace. And I just loved it because it's very complex, and I don't like simple things, but I do enjoy problem solving also, so it was a great match for me. Oftentimes people do not know the talents they have, and for whatever the reason might be that they've not learned about themselves in that way, I'm not going to try to figure that out. What's kept me in my career for so long is that more people than not have ways to really make themselves feel better for themselves, to contribute in better ways for themselves and others. And I love that aspect of it, to actually develop people. My dad, who had his own business, automotive supplies, and he taught me a lot. When I was 12 years old, he came home with his books and everything and taught me how to figure out the bookkeeping. And I did that until I was 21, from 12 to 21, although I worked another job, a real job, not just a family thing. And I just like it. I love the problem solving. I love the idea of making things better. And it's like work was play to me. My role in the company is really to keep finding more and more business to people to work for. And with that, I also have a cadre of individuals who are independent employees, if you will. If I present something to them and they see that it interests them, they can tell me, yes, I'd like to do that. And of course, because I'm interested in them already, I'll say, okay, let's sign them up. So that's how that works. Probably the greatest professional inspiration, I would have to say, first of all, it's the people I worked with, all of them, because they gave back so much. They responded so well. As an individual, Fred Smith to me was just the CEO at the time I was at Federal Express. He was really open to innovation and creativity, and that's something real important to me. And there isn't a thing in the world that can't be changed to be made better, in my mind. And he's sort of like that. And so I think Fred Smith at FedEx was the inspiration. And then I got promoted to a senior vice president, so that was a happy day for me, of course. It almost doesn't matter what industry it is, actually, as far as what's the best advice you can give somebody. All too often, people are unaware, as I mentioned earlier, as to the talents they have. So I really encourage people to acknowledge themselves, know who they are, and then believe in what they found. Sometimes people can say, oh yeah, I know I'm really good at X, Y, Z, okay? But yet they're hesitant to follow through with that belief, that they might be criticized for something, or they might not do it as well as the guy next door, or whatever it might be. So know thyself, believe in thyself. And then the other thing, particularly in large corporations, trust yourself to take action with courage and integrity. So know, believe, trust. It all comes from within first. Probably one of the greatest things for people to understand is how good they are, what they have to offer other people. Sometimes it's minimized in the person's mind, or they're afraid to say it, or I don't have the experience to do that. Well, I've been in 18, 19 industries, something like that, and I never had the experience going into those industries. But it's simple. It really is simple. If you allow yourself to learn, you're inquisitive, you have a goal of setting examples to others, and pretty soon you start bringing those people along. You're not just the new kid on the block. They see the values that you have for them and for their organization. Once you demonstrate that, particularly as a leader, it then flows through the system. And it's a wonderful feeling.